All right, we're live, and today we're doing a training on some pretty awesome stuff. It's also a little bit scary. Uh, there's big news out right now that there was a Replit agent
All
that,
right, we're live,
oh,
and today we're doing a
getting
training
feedback.
on.
That deleted an entire company's contact database and then basically tried to cover it up after the fact as well. And so it took the owner some time to find. And the fact that an AI could make a mistake like that and then also that it would cover it up just kind of really um, raises concerns, right? So that agent was given too much access, right? It should not have had access to all the contacts or to be able to delete them. When Manus got integrated with HighLevel, I think it was on Tuesday, I did a training, and um, after that, I developed my own protocols for how I would sanction off the AI agent to keep it from causing problems. So I've got a document for that. But essentially, it's just you need to have very, very limited permissions. Let them work in a sandbox. So, for instance, me building high level accounts for clients, or if they need a workflow updated, the right way to do it to be safe is to copy it out of their system in a snapshot, move it into my system, and or either create like an empty sub account in their account. I think I'd just rather not put them in my client's accounts, period. So I'll create one in my account in a sandbox, like an empty sub account, put that workflow in there, and then have it build and test in an isolated environment like that, where it's only got user level permission. There's no payment integration set up. There's no access to any information like that. Um, there are pretty restrictive high level settings where it's read only. Um, you can make it where they can only see assigned contacts, and then you'd also need it to have a Google Workspace account, and so the same rules apply there. You wanted to make sure that it can't see all your files, that it is extremely, extremely isolated. So I've got a document that covers this, and then we're gonna go in and actually now finish the setup of Manus and do a test here. So I've got Manus connected. On the last call, there was an issue with the integration actually not being fully live, or maybe they pulled it back after it went live, but it's back. And I'm gonna give you guys this document first. Let me grab it. So this is the exact specifics of which settings you want to have turned on inside a high level account that was made for an AI agent, like a user account and the Google Workspace setup. And if I can identify the right one, there it is. I'm just going to drop a link to it. I'll download it. All right, I'm dropping this in the file in the chat for you guys, and then I'm going to open it up on my screen and show you a little bit. Here it is. Agent build protocol. So I'm going to share my screen now, and we're going to play around with this. And I'm probably going to give it a task not inside a high level. I'm going to try to set up a simple task for pulling my leads out of the directory. I don't think there's any new ones, but I'll show you guys what I would do. So now I'm going to show you guys this document. We're not going to go through it in depth, but I'll glaze through it. It's really, really detailed. Oh, this is a different one. No, this is right. In this one, you're not giving it any client credentials. It's basically a two run. You know what? Yeah, I think this might be an actual protocol for the QA. Let me see, make sure I'm looking at the right document. No, that's it. Yep. So you guys can check that out. I think it'll be more fun to play with Manus. So we're gonna get in there and look at that now. We got stuck on the integration last time because it wasn't live, but now it is. And I also connected this thing called Open Router. Um, I'm gonna tell you guys what like the main problem I've had with AI agents in the past, and being able to execute them in workflow fixes the problem. And there probably would have been other workarounds that would have been harder to execute, but now that it's in high level, it's really easy. So I would go and I would tell it every day. I had ChatGPT agent on my phone. I'd say, hey, go and pull my leads out of the directory. I would use the same chat I always used. It had the instructions, and it would go and try to do it. and I wouldn't always know, like, did it actually do it successfully? I wouldn't always have time to look back through. And so after a while, I started assuming it was doing it properly. Um, and I realized I missed a ton of leads that month. So I started having my team take that over instead of having the AI do it. But when you do it in workflow, you can have the step that executes to go start the task, and then you can have a follow up to check on the task and see if it was done, or actually go and look in high level and see if the contacts are actually in there, and they can repeat until it's QA'd properly. And then you can even use other AI models to QA work. I was talking about how I figured out, or I think I figured out the A2P issue, and I did it by cross-checking results from AI models with other AI models. It's usually one of the best things that you can do from to check work quickly and come out with a more solid answer for something. This thing, Open Router, will let you ping any AI model, not any agent, but any AI model inside of workflow. It creates a new action called get response. And so you can use Claude and all types of stuff in workflow if you install this app and then sign up for an account with them. So both of these together put you in a really strong position to set up some good workflows. And we're going to go ahead and work on one. I'm going to open up Manus. Shoot. All right. And so this Manus agent you can control on Telegram, and you can send instructions to this one as well as to the main one. And so as well as to like a regular Manus task. And so this means you can assign an agent to go help a client onboard. And it can be texting them, gathering resources, updating my documents, all while I'm chilling. So it literally could almost replace an account manager. Um, but you'd have to give it limited data. So, and I realized I had those two documents. One of them, I think it's included in that document. Basically, it reprocesses my SOP into one that's agent ready that has stripped all data that we can't give to an agent. So like I prepare that with a client, probably like, and I'll probably use an offline chat. I don't think I'd use an autonomous agent to do onboarding. That would be dangerous. I'd use an offline chat to prepare the SOP and get it all completed. And then I create a parsed down version to give to an agent to work inside of my agency to build the account. And that's the safe way to do it. And you can mirror something like that with a lot of processes. So we're going to go into automation. Previously, I had built a whole system for installing like my whole system with AI agents, and it was basically going to do the same thing my staff does. Each pipeline stage triggers some tasks, and those tasks are the prompts. And so if the AI agent's sitting there looking at the tasks, it can get the prompt from the task. And the prompt could have all the info it would need to be able to complete the task. Um, but that's hard from a QA perspective. And it just doesn't scale near as well as having it in workflow. So I think you can do much more complex things and have a lot more certainty that they actually got done. Manus 1. So trigger, I'm going to trigger it from a lead email from this place where I have to go manually get my leads. Isn't that crazy that high levels communities like that for certification? But I know that it means that everybody else has a delay on their response. So every single other certified admin, it's gonna take some time for it to get through to them, or it's gonna take time for them to go and pull the lead. And for me, I'll be able to do it right away. I think this is a good trigger. I need to go and double check. I don't know if everybody gets tagged in all the leads or not. I can't remember. It doesn't look like it. I There may not even be a trigger, so I can just do this on a random day. I'm gonna say morning. And I'll look and see if there's a email that comes through, but I don't think so. Um, all right, so time or date. I'm trying to remember how you do this. Current date after one. That should fire every day then. Manus, create task. Okay. Let me go and get the Loom video where I previously set this up. And it looks like I can have it within a project, and there's all types of ways I could probably optimize this, but um, that seems about like the time when I was having that problem with it missing leads. All right. I think I'm just going to give it the whole text. I already use certification. Look at one thing. Yep, that's better. So I'm literally dumping a human SOP in here. Is that the whole thing? It looks like the whole thing went. Task mode, agent, or adaptive. I bet adaptive can switch back and forth. Don't want to give it any connectors, but look, he can connect to all your stuff. What? No way. So like 11 labs, does that mean it can talk to somebody with a voice? There's a lot to explore there. No. All right. It looks like I can go test, look at this inside of um Manus. Woo! Oh shoot. I might need to work on the prompting a little better there. But now that it's working in here, I can create a project. I can prompt in here and help it know what to do, and then it'll be able to continue to execute in workflow with the same project. It looks like I want you to help pull my leads, pull any new leads. Wow. Is this the day when you can totally automate backend? That's so cool. Let's check out what it's doing. Web address. I think it has those. Do this one first. They're kind of confusing, but we'll see. It doesn't really matter which one it does first. Yeah. Let's see if HighLevel blocks it. Nope, we're in. Now I need to log in there. Use Manus's computer. Pretty sure that it can't see what you're doing right here. I need to kind of verify that real quick. That's the way the agent mode works. I'm just gonna ask chat real quick. Uh, can agent, can the agent see what I'm doing when I take over screen to log in? No. This is Google. Come on. All right. So basically, I'm pretty sure I created that SOP just from, yeah, I'm sure it's going to run into some kind of errors sometimes. We get the concept, and you could use this for all types of stuff. I think the important part is to then have another to check in on the task, which is awesome that you can do that in workflow. Check in on it, make sure it's done. We talked about that. So it'd just be another workflow step. I'd say like wait 2 hours and then go and verify that it's been done. And like I'll have a branch, it'll exit once it's verified, exit the workflow. And then it would trigger again tomorrow. Yep, it's doing it. Beautiful. Now, if I can trigger that from an email, I'll be the first person to reach out to anybody who submits a request to HighLevel, which I'm sure would have an impact on revenue. And there's so many people that have the same kind of situation where now you really can be the first to the punch, always. And that was true for things that could be automated, but there's a lot of things that can't be that you can't do that with. And now, like this is an edge that people that know how to use this, they can be first in scenarios where you have to log into a portal. And there's probably tons and tons of opportunities just with that fact. Well, yeah, guys, I'm not even sure I need to show much more. Um, as I develop this more, I'll send updates for you guys to check, um, and show some finished products. Anybody have thoughts, questions?
That's fire, bro. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
super cool.
Super cool.
I need to learn more about Manus projects. I'm not really sure what that is. Um, but I'm sure like if you have you can, it's probably like training at skills. I know Manus has skills like Claude does. And so getting my leads could be a skill. I'm super excited. I'll probably be playing with this tonight. And I guess I'll see you guys on Tuesday. And I may have another training on this depending on what I end up doing with it. But just know I'm not going to be sending agents into anybody's account. I think it's from liability. I can't imagine what that would look like from a publicity standpoint or a financial standpoint if it did something like delete everybody's contacts. So that's not a risk I'm willing to take. When it comes to pulling leads out of this directory, if I'm not even going to give it the ability to send anybody messages or anything inside of my system, I think I could do that, or I could have it fill a form without even going into my HighLevel to upload the leads. That's how I'm going to do it. Um, keep it out of my sub account. I think that's probably best. But yeah, did everybody get the document from the chat? I think it might have wrapped some of my process into that, and I didn't realize that. But it's probably helpful regardless. I know it has the protocol for setting up the accounts. Well, all right, guys. I will see you soon, and I appreciate everybody's time today.